I'm Vanessa Ruck, the girl on a bike, and I am in a very hot Qatar for the Qmmf Desert Baja. Let's do this. So the Qmmf is the Qatar Motor and Motorsports Association, and they are holding a international Desert Baja here in Qatar near Doha. So I've flown in, I'm with Desert Road Racing, who is the same company I used for Romaniac, so one I highly recommend with Patsy Quick. Patsy has helped me source my Beta 430RR motorbike with a little bit of support of Beta UK making that possible given the time frames. And this is going to be my first desert race. It's also going to be my first Roadbook navigation. I've done all the homework I've been able to do in the time frame, given I've had a shoulder injury. So let's meet my bike. Here we go, the Beta 430RR. Now Patsy's got it all set up with her Desert Road Racing team. I've got my F2R nav tower and ICOs on the top, so that's going to give me my cap heading, so compass bearings to follow. I've then got obviously my odo, so I know my mileage. I'm then going to be reading off the paper scroll that's mounted in there to follow the navigation on about 250 kilometer days through the desert. The bike is absolutely looking superb. There's a massive fire engine making loads of noise. It's all kind of happening here in the bivouac, and it's very, very warm, which I think I've already said. Last night when we arrived, it was 33 degrees at 10:30 at night. I'll report back later how warm it gets today, but I've definitely got a sweaty glow on. Worth noting, so the Qmmf is obviously an FIM organised international rally event, and so the safety side of things is something that they're really hot on. I will have a GPS on me, so at any point the organisers will know where I am if they needed to come and rescue me. Fingers crossed they won't. And they've of course got medical, that was a fire truck, and some service support teams all over the place to keep all of us riders safe as we take on the challenges of the desert. I told you Patsy was lovely. She just supplied me with some girl on a bike stickers. She's already put my name on my graphics, but now I can get my girl on a bike on there. How cool! Done a magic kit change, so I'm all kitted up. I've got my boots, my knee braces, my impact shorts are just cycling shorts to stop you getting a sore bottom. My Liat jacket, which has the integrated bladder, so I've got pockets and bladder. I've of course got my helmet. I'm actually going to be able to wear a GoPro today because we're just going out for a little recce, get used to the terrain. So I'll try and get you some cheeky camera footage. Bike's ready to go. Going into the sand. We're leaving the big stadium, which is pretty impressive looking, where the bivouac is. Patsy Quick is in front of me and the crew behind. We're going for a little shakedown. Doing a bit of a refuel as we've got the time on our shakedown, so I've got to show you my bike again. It's looking pretty amazing. I feel comfortable. It's a nice seat height. Haven't got anything in there for today, but tomorrow we'll be getting some nav in. Yeah. We're about to turn off the tarmac into the wilderness. Oh my goodness, we are indeed. Right, Vanessa. You know how to ride a bike, Vanessa, so let's just ride a bike. Woo-hoo! So 5.3, there's a step down to the right, and we're going to turn on the cap heading 334.
I picked that house on that cash.
the desert. We made it to the finish point. Doo -doo -doo. Good job, everyone.
That was very good.
Yeah. All good.
It's really a lot of concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. In this heat it is.
Is it really bad that I had to like stop a few times to process it?
No, not at all.
No, okay.
No.
It's better to stop and be in the right place, process it, than go wrong. Okay. Wow. Wow. That was pretty amazing. So we just did a little sort of training roadbook, and that was my first time in the desert. First time following a roadbook. Amazing learning curve, and I'd say there was a pretty emotional roller coaster. I think there were moments actually on the ride out before we even got off road where I was so hot, but I didn't know what I was doing. Why am I doing this? Is this actually fun? And then once we got into what we're actually here to do, oh my goodness, that was amazing. I've got the bug. Tomorrow, bring it on. Woo. But for now, let's get some kit off. Cool. Right, I'm all changed and slightly refreshed, drinking lots of water, eating some nuts. So I thought I'd explain what happened this morning, because I didn't do any video as we were riding along. We had a 35k little loop that we needed to follow that was apparently a bit easier than the races navigation, which scares me a little bit because I don't think it was an easy road book. It was pretty much all cap headings. There weren't many tracks, there weren't many land objects. We only had one road book between the group of 4. Someone else in the group tried first and we didn't quite make the finish line and missed a few points, and then it was my turn. No pressure, Vanessa, and I took it super steady. I stopped loads when I got to where I think I needed to be, where I needed to change, reassessed, confirmed, kept going, and actually I think I rode it pretty accurately, which felt kind of cool. Good shakedown prior to the race, that is for sure. What else? The road leg, it is so hot on the road. It's like this hot radiator. You feel like you're gonna melt. We've got to do sign on later tonight, and tomorrow morning we've got a reconnaissance SSS lap. Basically, you go in a car and ride the prologue time trial start. I'm not using the right words. It's really hot, and then got scrutineering, then I know my start time, and then we race. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, please do let me know what you think. Any questions in the comments below. Do hit subscribe, hit like, find me on other socials, and I'm gonna keep eating some nuts, although I'm gonna go find some more and hydrate. Just done my sign on, so I've got my Stella, got all my numbers and stickers to put on the bike, everything that is gonna get me ready to race. It's about 7:15 p.m. at night now, and I have my scrutineering at 11:30 tomorrow, so I've got a little bit of time to get this all wired in and onto the bike. First up this morning, we've got a qualifying lap in the truck. So basically we get a sighting lap so that we know where we're going. We do still get a road book, and that timing will then put us on our start positions for tomorrow in the actual full race section. We're in the car, Zaka's driving, Rich in the back. So unimpressed. Camera in your face. Right, we're gonna do our lap. Yeah, okay, so slow down for that. That's not even in it. Oh, no, look, we're here already. Two hazards. I think I'm just not gonna use my roadbook, right? This is coned out. It's just nice for me to process it. This is learning right now. Okay, so coming along straight, and then we're going to get to a bush and a rock. There we go, there's a bush and a rock. Oh my goodness. We've got a warning coming up on the hump, and then a left-hand turn 160 metres after it. I reckon that's the hump, right? Okay, so it's a smooth down. Cool. Right, kit scrutineering, bike scrutineering done. I am ready with my nav, my GPS, etc. So I've got a couple of hours until it is time to ride. So I'm going to head into the air-conditioned tent. Yes, I did say tent. Right there. And cool down for a couple of hours. Desert Rose bivouac just got even cooler. Check this out. So Chris, one of the team, is supporting with as co-driver in the buggies. That is a beast. McDonald's behind me busted. I only had a cold water, but the start line, which is over in the background over there, we've got another 10 minutes till we need to be there, so we all went in for a cold McDonald's. Very, very random rally life. I've been told this is not normal, but we very much enjoyed that air conditioning. Here it is, my first Roadbook. Gonna get it mounted. We're gonna have a little bit of a press conference, pre-ride announcements, and then we'll be heading on for the SS1 special. I've got this.
بطلات يعني من العالم للأمانة. تنضم إلي البطلة فانيسا. It's a pleasure to have you here, especially in Qatar with this wonderful weather. Please tell us about your experience. If it is the first one, how you see it. If it's the second time you come here in Qatar, also how you see it.
First time.
We want to know how is your perspective about this tournament.
So far, it's been absolutely fantastic. It is really hot. I'm from England, so...
Welcome to Qatar?
Yeah, I'm definitely adjusting to the heat, but the organisation, I think the biggest thing for me is how friendly everyone is. It's my first Roadbook rally desert navigation, so if I'm completely honest, I'm feeling quite intimidated and nervous, but I'm really excited, and everyone's being so supportive, so my goal is really just to try and make the finish line. Having a pre-race freak out right now. I want to cry, I'm freaking out, I don't feel like I can do this, I don't want to be anywhere but here. I'm going to take some deep breaths and calm.
I'm going to reset that when I get to the fence.
Yeah, even if you don't, it's only a few metres out, don't stress about it.
Okay.
Just relax. You'll find your way.
Do I look that unrelaxed? I do, I feel relaxed.
I can't see you with the goggles off, but just
I'm
relax.
freaking out.
Just relax. Enjoy it. It'll all come to you. Let it come.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Be safe.
Thank you.
Have fun.
I'm so nervous.
من بريطانيا الدراجة فانيسا روك على دراجة
First time in Dubai.
First rally, first desert.
Okay.
عندنا مجموعة من الدراجات شاهدنا طبعا الدراجة الكويتية
Enjoy it.
Thank
وهنا
you.
نشاهد إذا في هذه الأثناء على الدراجة التي تحمل الرقم 26 الدراجة قادمة من المملكة المتحدة فانيسا روك على دراجة بنتا فورتير في أعراض.
fun.
1621006.
Wow. And I didn't get overtaken.
still alive, and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't get lost. Oh man, anxiety, nerves are so ridiculous because they are all consuming. I didn't really video the sort of the full reality of quite how freaked out I was before. Close to tears. I kind of wanted the earth to eat me up and take me anywhere but where I was. And you know, some nerves are good because they make us prepare. They get our adrenaline going, which helps us perform. But I didn't need to be quite that nervous. I will probably be just as nervous tomorrow morning, and that's fine. This is a pretty steep learning curve. I very much enjoyed the riding though. My bike behaved super well. So Desert Rose, Patsy and the team have definitely got the bike set up for me, and I'm gonna de-kit, hydrate, get my kit ready for tomorrow morning, and we've got a 7 a.m. start. So kind of day one, kind of part, I don't know what it is. Okay, it's morning 2, so day 1 heading into the desert, and I'm actually feeling pretty calm this morning. You know, there's still time for me to work myself up into a panic, but for now I'm enjoying the zen of just knowing I'm going to tackle whatever comes bit by bit, chunk by chunk, and slowly get there. Kidding her. Despite it's going to be 41 degrees, you still need all the safety gear on. I'm going to add my base layer sweat wicking. I use a Dionysi quick dry, so it's basically about getting the sweat off your skin, and then I will have my Liat body armour, my jersey, and then my Liat jacket. My Liat jacket is sort of a rally jacket, so it's got the bladdering combined, so no rucksack. It's warm. I've got another 5 minutes and I need to put that on, so I'm gonna water up. Okay, right by the start of the first liaison, I've got 10 minutes before my start time to go through. I then get my roadbook, I've got to get in 10 minutes and set off. There's penalties if I'm 30 seconds intervals late. I've just got my emergency GPS, so that has a accelerometer in it, so if I crash, it will send for help, and also an SOS button, so if I'm in trouble, I can call for help. Let's hope I'm not going to use it. I'm going to try and put my 360 camera on the handlebar and get you a little bit of riding footage, but obviously footage isn't going to be my focus, so apologies if it's not the best of footage. Hopefully see you on the other side. Roadbook's in. Here we go. I've got 4 minutes and then I've got to be at the start of the track over there. So I'm just giving myself a little pep talk, taking it, believing in myself. My special section, part 1 of the roadbook. So it's so long we've had to cut it in half. So I'm currently rolling it on. It's a bit of a process. Hey. Right, start of the first special test. So I've got roadbook loaded up. I'm off out the gate in another 11 minutes. So starts over there. Ready to go, checking everything, having some fluids. We're good. Amazing, that was a big learning curve. It's going really well. Get used to the nav, get used to the terrain, feeling like I was building confidence and was doing really well. Made a halfway point, carrying on. after our pit, it took me a little time to like get my head back into it. It was almost like the pit kind of threw me off my game. And then, I don't know, quarter of the way through the afternoon stage, bear in mind you have 15-minute lunch. Well, it's not really lunch, neutralization zone. I questioned myself big time and got lost basically. We then had to retrace. I went back to where I knew where I was right, and I ended up having to go back about 12k, and I killed loads of time, and then ended up exactly where I was in the first place. So I shouldn't have doubted myself, because if I'd just gone on maybe 100 more meters, I would have got the reassurance I was in the right place, which is really annoying. Anyway, carried on riding. Unfortunately then timed out, because I reckon I must have wasted 35 minutes in the heat trying to work out where I was. But it's a massive learning curve. I've learned so much today. I'm stoked for tomorrow. I'm not put off in any way to come out to Qatar and do what I've done already. Pretty chuffed with that. So anyway, gonna sort my roadbook out. I've got 2 hours spannering time to tinker with the bike, make any adjustments before I put it in thermo for the night, and then I'll look after my body for tomorrow's riding. So sorry I didn't really film anything between getting off the bike and now. I'm stopped for some dinner. Just had a big spaghetti bolognese, and because of the amount of calories I'm trying to take on, got some pita and hummus as well. It's really good hummus in Qatar, by the way. How am I feeling? I'm feeling really chuffed with the day. Obviously I'm pretty disappointed that I didn't finish, but I learned a lot in the process of getting lost, which will help me if I get lost again, but also help me not get lost, because actually where I thought I was lost, I wasn't lost at all. I was exactly where I should have been. I just doubted myself. And so there's an element of knowing when to doubt yourself and when not to doubt yourself, which I'm hoping I'll develop with more experience. I really enjoyed that though. It was really intense riding. I don't think my brain has ever worked that hard, or my eyes. It is so full on. I don't think I thought about a single thing all day other than survival of where am I going, what's the train doing, what's the bike doing, can I go any faster, am I going the right way? And it was just full on amazing. Rally is something cool. You know, I did Red Bull Romaniacs and that was amazing. This is amazing in a totally different way. The Roadbook just adds such a, wow, different dimension to riding, and it's fun. So anyway, less of me rambling on. I'm gonna eat the rest of my hummus and get myself in the shower. Definitely needed. And then straight to bed, ready for another day tomorrow. Oh, just so today it was a 250k off-road bit. We then had about 60, 70k liaisons on either side. So you're looking at just shy of, what's my maths? I'm too tired for that maths. To just shy of 400k in 42 degrees heat. I'm really sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm exhausted. 42 degrees heat, and it's really humid. I've never experienced this kind of heat. Over and out. I will probably speak again in the morning. You don't need to see me shower or get into bed. That would be weird. Stop talking, Vanessa. Eat hummus. Oh. This rally is bivouac based, so I'm up in the hotel. It's 5:30 and I'm heading down to the basement car park to meet the guys to get a ride to the bivouac. My start time is 7:35 today, so I've got a little bit of time when I get there to sort myself out. I had a pretty rough night's sleep. I was so tired, but for some reason my heart was just like, and it took me ages to switch off. I ended up doing some of my mindfulness and I don't remember much after that. So, right, lift is calling. Time for another day in the desert. Back in the bivouac. Here we go. This is what the bivouac looks like. Shown you already. I'm trying to give you a bit of a behind the scenes at the rally, so hopefully you're enjoying it. Please do hit subscribe, give me some comments below, let me know what you think, any questions. So maybe this is going a little bit too personal, but I want to share the realities of what I'm going through here. Yesterday it reached 43 degrees, humid, hot, full gear, riding motorcycle. I probably drank about 9 litres of water yesterday, but I still think I've got a little bit dehydrated. One of the side effects of dehydration is a little bit of a more active down below, word beginning with a D. Don't know how detailed I should be on here. So I'm feeling a little bit sort of with my belly this morning. I'm gonna see if I can find anyone with like a diarrhea or whatever they're called. But surprisingly, the bodies normally seem to be quite intelligent when you've got a dehydration. I don't know what the scientific theory is, but to me, if you're dehydrated, why would you try and evacuate? Anyway, I'm going to try and take on the water today. You know, I thought 9 litres was quite a long time, but I was also on the bike for about 8 hours or so. Anyway, it's not a huge hurdle. I will overcome, keep riding. And apologies if that was too much detail. Got 10 minutes till I head over to Parc Fermé, get my bike, and then into the road liaison to the start line. I'm learning from Hugh in that you get ready early and then you have a moment of calm before the absolute mayhem. So right now I'm sitting with some water, try and dehydrate. I have managed to get a little tablet for my my body, which I mentioned before. So just kind of getting in the zone now. Sorry for the wheelie bin shot, but you do what you do. Okay, so the initial liaison is done. I'm now at the start line, so we've done 77k already. And I've got my road book for the day. We've only got one road book today. Yesterday we had to split it in 2 because it was too long for the road book. But it's 1 today. Again, about 250k off-road. We're going to have 80k of sand dunes, which apparently is really deep sand. So apparently I need to throw away my front brake and throttle is your friend. Right, we're on the start line. Stay tuned. Finished. That was absolutely brutal. Oh, we're gonna have a selfie. Hang on. Yay! I think we're in the saddle for 10 hours. I'm gonna give you more of an update later. Just telling you that I finished. Patsy's here as well. That was just incredible and brutal and amazing and horrific. Any other words? Hot.
Yeah, I had to pull the stops out for that one.
Yeah, digging deep, very, very deep. At one point I was going by making it the next couple of kilometers at a time in a kind of survival mode. Right, we are not done. We've got a few regulation hoops to jump through, so more update in a bit. And my arms were really tired holding the camera up.
الخبرة الملاحية كما ذكرت وأيضا الخبرة الواسعة في كل العناصر في جروب
Yeah, I look like I've been racing in a desert all day. 55 degrees was the top temperature we were riding in today. Picture being in a hot tub, which is typically 40 degrees, and think how long you can manage to stay in there. Put yourself on a motorbike in a desert in deep sand and sand dunes and rocks and ride in 55. That was really tough. We did a 410k total, 250 special stage, and then we've just had to do an extra 20k to come and see the prize giving, which is happening right now. This chair is really comfy. That's about all the intel I can give you right now. I've got an itchy head though. I think it's like sweaty helmet hair. Really attractive.
وكان أحرزت بالمركز ومعنا طبعا Paulo Oliveira.
I came second in the women's.
18th place
So
overall.
unbelievably happy with that. Super proud. Woo! Thank you. Got a medal. It's really heavy. Like, that's a good quality medal. Right, after a very long, hot, sweaty, busy day in the dunes, it is now bivouac, pack up time. So I'm here with Desert Rose Racing and Patsy Quick. So you can see behind me, all the bike and kits are being sort of prepared to ship back to the UK. And I thought it was worth taking a moment, having done my first Roadbook event ever, my first rally of this style, my first desert and my first sand dunes all in one go, to give you a couple of tips of things that I've learned that I am very grateful to have learned, and will certainly be taking them to the next rally I do. So let's go through them. I'm not going to count them because I'm way too tired having raced all day. I think I was out for 10 hours. It's worked out 460k in total, and 55 degrees was the top heat recorded that we were riding through. Brutal. Anyway, it pushed me to my limits. I had to dig ridiculously deep. At one point I was riding 2 kilometers at a time. Like, come on. You've just got to get another 2 kilometers and then we'll tackle the next 2 kilometers, because that's all I could really process. It was just so hot. Only 25 of us finished today, which kind of gives you a bit of an understanding of quite how hard today was. So I'm really chuffed with myself. So what have I learned? Talcum powder. Absolute must have in your kit box. So I used it on my knees and my feet and my hands, and it pretty much helps prevent any kind of chafing or rubbing, and whips up all of that moisture. Roadbook. Obviously, the more advanced you get, the more you're going to understand your scrolling button. But for me, I've learned that you can only scroll when you're glancing down, because it's really easy to scroll on too far. And if you miss a tulip, it can give you a bit of a headache. So only scrolling when you look at it is something that I'm learning. I think in time I'll get to learn its speed, and that might go. Believing in yourself. You know, really focus on your navigation, and when you have a little bit of a doubt, believe yourself that you are where you think you are, and just try going on another 500 meters, because in so many occasions that extra 500 meters enabled me to go, yep, I'm where I'm meant to be, let's keep going. Or made me realize, no, actually, no, I'm in the wrong place. So looking at the next tulip is a really helpful one, because sometimes you'll be looking for the line that you're on, and the line ahead helps you confirm you're in the right place. You know what, a really big one for me, particularly if you're going to be new to rally, getting into it for the first time, go with people who understand rallies, understand the regulations, understand the timings, how things work, because it really is a steep learning curve, and you're going to set yourself up to do the best you can. So for me, I've used Desert Rose Racing for this Qatar Baja. Same people I use for Red Bull Romaniacs, and they've been spot on as always. Patsy Quick and the team really know their stuff. Nutrition and hydration are really obvious ones for doing sort of 10 hours on a motorcycle in the heat of the desert. I didn't realise that dehydration can actually give you the runs, so that's a learning. And so having the diurelytes, whatever, anti-diarrhea things and all of those things in your wash kit, well worth having. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you have them, they're there to support you. What else? Sunscreen. So this is what you call I've just seen it in the camera. Oh, that's called a rally tan. Now that is a little bit pink, and that was with factor 50 on. If you have a solution for that, let me know, other than the obvious of making sure you don't have a gap. But my kit, and most people I've seen's kit, there is a gap. Any ideas? Let me know in the comments. Okay, what else have I learned? I've learned that I enjoy rallying. The liaison stages, the road, top and bottom, are I was singing the Spice Girls and reading George Speaks by Qmmf in my head. Don't ask why, but I know that off by heart. So I was like trying to entertain myself on the 92k road liaison home. But the actual rallying side, I don't think my brain has ever worked so hard for so long, so solidly, whilst my body is working so hard for so long. It's every single millimetre of your body is in that race. I think that's probably all my tired little brain can think of right now. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing this experience of my first ever rally here in Qatar with the International Qatar Baja. Massive thanks to the organisation for making this event possible and for making me feel so welcome as a complete newbie. Really chuffed to have finished. Oh, I don't remember if I told you, but I came second in the women's. There were only 3 of us, but I wasn't last in the women's. I don't actually know my overall ranking. Maybe head over to my Instagram or my Facebook page and scroll through the posts historically, and you might be able to see where I ranked, because I'll look that up at some point. For me, I am now going to be heading to bed, getting up early, flying back to the UK, and then day after tomorrow heading down to Morocco for Rally to Morocco. So I'm in full rally mode. I'm Vanessa Ruck, the girl on a bike. I really hope you hit subscribe, hit like, let me know what you think, any questions, any advice in the comments below. And that is a very sweaty Vanessa over and out in Qatar. Woo.